Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. I am trying a new camera angle today. I film my YouTube videos with my phone, and the arm that is attached to my desk that comes this way and hovers over top of my workspace that holds my phone. I don't put my phone in the hinges. I actually, like, the phone should technically be in the hinges like this in the little holders, but I actually just lay my phone, well, actually it's this way. I lay my phone like that, just on that thing. I just lay it there, and then I balance, just because one of it's broken. Honestly, it's broken, so I just use this little level on top of my phone. I just set it on there, and then I level it this way and I level it this way. So that's but today I'm trying an angle actually with my phone. It's kind of angled this way a bit, if that makes sense. I'm actually just trying to capture the light because it's winter, it's Canada, it's gray. The days are kind of gray right now. We don't have a lot of sunshine, but there is snow on the ground, so the light's reflecting off the snow. So I'm just trying to capture some light. That's all. That's what that's about. But I do know, I would like to know in the comments, if you could let me know, is this angle too quirky, or is it okay? Is it better? Is it worse? Because I know there are some creators that have quite an angle on their where their camera is, whether it's a phone or a camera, I have no idea, but on their workspace, and some of it is so angled it actually makes me feel a little bit like car sick. I can't watch them. I don't know if anybody else experiences that, but oh my goodness, I would really like to watch their videos, but I can't. I can't do it. It's like my brain can't register. I don't know. It just makes me feel really, anyways, sorry about that to anyone that does their camera angle like that. I can't hack it. That's just me. I know there's other dizzy people too, so I I know it's not just me. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about something. I posed a question the other day on Facebook, or no, Instagram, and asked, when you decorate your journal after you sew in your signatures, or then I learned something else, do you start decorating from the front and just do page by page, or do you willy-nilly just do whatever, decorate as you go? So I'm usually a willy-nilly girl, and apparently there's lots of us. There's lots of willy-nillys out there, so maybe we should just start a willy-nilly club of often. I love how everybody has, like, they talk to their audience and then kind of include them in their tribe. So like Madeline does paper dolls, and Jessica does paper cuties, or my crafted cuties, and these little, or was it the Get Messy journal lady? She says, my fellow Messians. Like, I would love to have a name for you. Ravens? I don't know, but maybe I'll just start calling you the Willy-Nilly Club. I don't know. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So I just did an altered book. I love this little vintage book. I took all of the pages out, and I just used it's not really an altered book, I guess then. I'm just using the cover. And then I sewed in my signatures just to a piece of thick chipboard that I have. I sewed my signatures into that, backed with some fabric, and then of course the fabric lays down when you glue it in on either side. The fabric comes out so far, and then I put my papers on top of that. Like when I glued it in, then I glued these end papers, let's call them. It's not truly an end paper, it's more like an inside cover, because my end paper isn't doing this, like glued there and glued there. To me, that's what an end paper would be. So anyways, and then I just put some lace on either side to cover up. Not that the fabric was, actually I haven't done this side yet, so you can see. So you can see the fabric back there. It's kind of a thick, like an upholstery fabric. I was just looking for something strong. And then I left myself a little bit of space behind when I glued that in. It's really solid. I'm really happy with the construction of the journal. But anyways, back to my query here. So I said, this is what I thought I would try, because like I said, I'm usually a willy-nilly decorator. So I get my base done, and then I usually go through quickly and I glue down anything that I want to be a pocket. And I quickly do any of the trims to make sure that it's, you know, not sticking out too far. So that pocket was okay. And then I might do, you know, your thumb notches in your pockets. Anyways, I take care of all of that first, and then I decorate. That's just kind of what the rhythm I fell into. So I posed this question: do you start at the front and go page by page, or Willy Nilly? So I thought I'm going to try page by page from the front to the back, because I've never done that. I've never really thought to do that, or I've thought about it and I just never seem to try it. So I thought I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to see if there's a difference. And here's what I found. There were things on here. I had here some stuff I was working on yesterday. Some of them, that's one, not it. I did these yesterday, so let's find something. So anyways, I did have some stuff clipped here, and on the back of that clip I had things. And already, even with the first signature, which ends, where's the first signature end? It was already too thick. It was already too chunky. There, that's the end of the first signature. So I would love to put something here, because this is just too plain. But by the time I had something clipped there and on the back and here, I had more. I had much more in here, and I had to remove it all because it was already so chunky that I couldn't really see how I would do the rest of the journal. So I ended up removing some stuff. So I can see doing something a little thinner, like I would want to balance that blue over to this side. So like I would do that. Let me find a paper clip. Oopsie. So I would like to do something like this, because I think at the very beginning you want something to entice the new journal owner to continue to flip through your journal, right? So that I like. I can live with that. But I also usually have some sort of a pocket here, but I'm going to skip the pockets for now. And then I would, of course, like to put something here to balance this blue, you know. I had back that onto something that's a little thick already, like that. And I had things in here. I added this and some lace, and I added this, and here I've added a couple things. There's a little pocket, so there I of course would like to balance that blue. But typically my journals are really thick. So example, here's my Swan Lake journal. Like, it's really chunky, but it's because, I think it's because I like to allow for a lot of writing space, because I started out making custom journals, and that was the purpose of the people purchasing the journals. It wasn't just a nice pretty book to flip through. It was for whoever they were gifting it to actually write in their journals. So I think I'm just in the habit, I think I've figured out my problem. I'm just in the habit of adding way too many papers. Way too many papers to my base. So this is what I need to learn, is to put fewer papers in my base if I want to add a lot of extras, embellishments, ephemera, that sort of thing. So I need to, like, this one's not as bad. This is the Christmas ballet. It's not as thick. Sorry about the focusing, that's probably crazy. This one was a little thinner, but I was able to still add a bunch of stuff. It's not too bad, but it's heavy. Like, my journals are heavy because I put so much stuff in them. And then this is just like light as a feather, but to me, but I want to add more stuff. I just do. So anyways, I think I've learned my lesson. I think I've learned that I just need to start with less papers in my base. That's it. I really think that's going to be, I don't really like you in there. I really think that that's the case. That's all it is. So Kathy, I need to do better. And yeah, see, I like here, even adding some paper, book page inside my envelope. These are just this one's a real light cardstock and this one's just paper. And I thought, well, what if I start just doing paper instead of cardstock? This is a light cardstock, but you want something sturdy for journaling cards, right? I don't know. It's just kind of my dilemma. So see, I started doing paper. As I want to still add my lace and stuff. This is scrapbook paper. It's really thick. But that was to bring through, of course, this theme through the journal, because I really thought this color was a really beautiful match to the cover of the book. So again, cardstock, journaling space. But even these little pockets where this is newsprint. I printed on. I love printing on newsprint. I have a link in my Etsy shops. I love it's buttery soft, and it gives your printables, when you print on them, this really nice vintage. Oh, I just love it. I love it. So this journal is a mixture of different papers, of course. That's always the fun thing to do. But I would normally, before I fold that over, let me find one that's not done. I would back it with something, like with some scraps. Oh, now I can't find a page. That one's done with paper. I'll try to find one that's, there we go. So this, for example, I would maybe back that if it was paper. Scrap, I would use a scrap, and I would back that probably. I would glue that down and then I could do my thumb notch, and I would glue here and here, and that would give that little side tuck some stability if this thing that I'm folding is just paper. And I even sometimes do it with paper like this that might be a little bit, this one's really good and thick, but sometimes if your paper is really fragile, I might do that. I might back it with some cardstock or something before gluing that pocket down, just so this has a little stability and hopefully your paper doesn't crack. Another thing I might do is put some washi tape right here just to reinforce that crease in case it decides it wants to split on you. But anyway, I want to continue adding some things to this journal, but like I said, it's a little chunky, so it's almost like I need to stop with the first signature, although I'm so disappointed because I really would have wanted to glue down more pockets. I would have wanted to add something there. This has just a flip, and I would have wanted to put something underneath. I would have wanted to do something here, but I just better not, but I definitely want to do something on the back of that. So this is pretty thick. Now this is getting to the center of the journal, so that might not be too bad. Let's try it and see. So if you clip things in rather than gluing them down or stapling them or using, you know, your brads or whatever, if you clip them, then the recipient or the new owner of the journal has the option to move these around and put them somewhere else in the journal. So, see, now I just can't stop myself. It's just like I need to, I can't stop. I just, stop it, Kathy. So I do have a journaling card, actually just a paper. And again, I just did paper as opposed to, I haven't inked this or anything or aged it yet, but as opposed to a light cardstock, this is just paper. That's a nice paper, like a 28-pound as opposed to a regular 20-pound. I don't know what country you're in, but in Canada, so like regular copy paper is usually like 20-pound. And then I use that a lot, like a lot. It's probably the primary paper I use. And then I have this, I printed on newsprint. Love it. And then this that I just showed you, that's actually like this. Oh, no. Let's see if we can find the difference. Yes, I think I can, right here I can. Look at that. So these are my test prints. So this is actually 28-pound premium white. It's called Premium 28. It's a Hewlett Packard, I think. Yeah, HP. It comes in a purple pack. I have it in my Etsy shop, or my Amazon shop. So this is a nice bright white thicker paper. If you want your vibrancy of your, if that's important to you to get the colors. This is and some integrity to the paper. That's a really good paper. I'll link it below. This is copy paper, just regular 20-pound printer paper, copy paper. And it's not quite as, of course you're not going to be able to tell from the video, it's not quite as thick. It's, can you tell? I don't know. Once it's, I mean, as far as color and saturation goes, I'm pleased. I use them all. I use regular copy paper all the time. Whether it's Staples brand or Amazon brand, or doesn't matter, just regular copy paper. I use that a lot. And when I'm dyeing papers, like this is avocado dyed or tea dyed paper, I use regular copy paper for that too. And like I said, newsprint, and then there's vellum, there's other things. But for things that I tuck in, I would rather use like a really light cardstock. I would rather. Not that I have to, but anyway, getting sidetracked. So like I said, like here's another one. I would just really want to glue that down, but maybe I should make it a flip out. But if I add a flip out, either way, I'm adding to the thickness of the journal. So I think I've learned my lesson. I just need to add less. So tempted just to put something right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like I just can't even. That would be cute. Still need something on here. But I'm not going to decorate right now. I just really wanted to talk to you about that Willy Nilly versus see, here's another piece. This is just, I thought there's really faint lines on here. I thought that would be a nice journaling card, and I was going to back it on to some cardstock or a file folder. But again, worried about thickness, I thought, well, maybe I could just age that up a bit and ink it. I haven't done that yet. And I could just use the paper. But then they become a little difficult to get in and out of the envelopes. I could cut the sides a little. That would work. There you go, Kathy. See? Learn as you go. Because I'm just having difficulty getting that back in the envelope. Well, let's just do that right now. Let's just do that now. Of course, I can't cut a straight line. Don't laugh. I don't have my glasses on either. Oh my goodness. That's weird. How did I ever film a video without putting my glasses on? So, somewhat better. Okay. But anyways, so that's my findings. I think because I am usually like a planner organizer when it comes to my journals, like I have a journal, a formula, like with my printables, tea-dyed paper, ledger paper, like the order I put those in. Because I do that, I think maybe I just need to incorporate into my planning a reminder to use less in the base. So there's one flip out that I had done. But already we're adding some thickness to that. But so I'll finish this journal and I'll just try to do it. See, that's just paper. And I'll just try to do it in a way that's not too thick. I'll just try to use thin stuff. Oh my goodness. What a sham. Kathy. Okay, so that's the end of the envelope. And then I added a pocket to the back of that. But at the back of this journal, I added to see, this is paper. Well, that actually is really thin cardstock, but this is just paper. I was just starting to think thin, right? Like thin. This is paper. Really trying to, but what I would really want to do is, but these are thick, right? Oh, I'll have to figure it out. I'll just have to figure it out. And, yeah, is that a pocket? Yeah. I just did that, and then this could actually just tuck like that. Cute. And then that's a flip out. But again, I just really have to try to keep it thin. So I can use my test prints. Like I have all kinds of these test prints, right? So from when I make a new kit, and then I test them first. So I have all kinds of stuff printed. Like here, this one had a spill there and there, so these are scraps. So these would be great for making something. test prints, test prints, test prints. A lot of these are just printed one-sided because, like I said, they're just test prints so far. I have lots and lots of paper to use without using scrapbook paper. Tons of paper. And they're printed on different, like I said, different types of paper. But this, of course, added some thickness to my little fence. Actually, that started out, here's another thing I did to try to thin it out. I had actually inked my fence with using just my inks. It ended up being, like, look at, it's still coming off, so lesson learned. So I tried to remove it. When I removed it, part of the fence, part of this, the thickness of this, stayed glued to the page. And actually, I did it twice. I removed the same fence twice. And where's the other one now? In here somewhere. Here. There's the first one, the first layer. That was the first one. And I removed this. And this was left behind. I thought, oh, that's kind of neat, actually. It's like a shadow. And the different layers of the corrugate or whatever, the paper fibers, stayed on the paper. So I did it again. I thought, no, it's still too thick, Kathy. So I removed it again. And also because of this stuff rubbing off, I thought, well, I got to get that out of here. So I removed this. It's going to go in the garbage because no good. Well, I could, nah. Go do it right now, Kathy. Do it. Done. Garbage. But I thought this was kind of neat. It's kind of like a shadow of a fence. So I left that there. But that's adding, again, some thickness to the journal. I wanted to add some lace pockets, of course, because what is a journal without lace pockets? And just add it. See, again, this is paper, and I didn't back it because I thought, well, by the time I add all my things, my pretty things, it's going to be thick. So I'm just being very gentle with how I'm adding things back in. You can stay out. But I still want to put something back here, and I'll have to do the lace. But yeah, I just, that would be cute. Clipped there. Not quite the colors I want. But anyways, that was my finding, was Kathy, lesson learned, make your base journal less chunky to start with. And see, look at, and then you can add all the things. Well, I'm going to, once I'll do one more thing with you before I let you go. I'm just going to, let me make some room. I'm just going to do my 2-hole, my favorite closure. I hadn't even decided on what I was going to use for, oh, I ordered something. It's on its way. Okay, well, I'll just demonstrate with something, and then I'll change it out later. 1 second. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this part. Was not prepared. Let's just use this guy. Set that aside. So I just want that to go around a couple of times. Ooh, that's tough. That's very tough. Okay, maybe that's going to be too thick. All right, so I usually eyeball, but you can measure. But I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile Big Bite, but I will measure just to be a good demonstrator. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Oh my goodness, do I have a spare pair? Do you have like 900 pairs of reader glasses like me? Let me try a spare pair here, just a sec. Oh, that's better. Okay. So we're looking at about 4.5 inches. So 2.25 would be my center. And let me grab a pencil. I'm just going to here to the edge where it actually folds or bends. 2.25-ish. That's the center. And then how long are you? You're about, so 6 to there. About 7 inches. So 3.5 would be my center. So 3.5. So right about there's the center and middle. So that's just my my guide. So I do use the ruler guide on here, so that helps me. So I know, let me go this way actually. I'm sliding it to the back. I don't know if you can see that. And I'll try to, so I said 3.5, right? So if I move this using the, I'm going to use, which one do I want to use? I'm going to use the big guy, the 3/16. So this is cool. So I don't know if you can tell, if you can see this, but there's 3 measuring lines. So it tells you what the measurement would be for the 1/8 or the grommet part of this, or the 3/16. So I'm going to use that. So I'm looking at 3.5 on this lower measure. Okay. And then do I want to measure outside? Oh, I wouldn't, but because you're watching, so there's my 3.5 mark down there. So let me get rid of the other one. Where's my little eraser? Gone. I'll erase later because I don't see my eraser. It's gone missing. So let's go, maybe that's center. I'm going to go 1.25 and 3.25. Hard to see. So that I'm an inch away from the center, and that's how far apart my 2 holes are going to be. And then I'm going to do 3.5 on my Crop-A-Dile. I'm button that up against 3.5 both times so that I will have a good measurement. Where did my line go? Okay, so they're going to be the same. One there and one there. Doesn't look right. That's the center. It's over here. There we go. Okay. So now my holes are 1 inch from center this way and that way, and they're level because I used the guide on my Crop-A-Dile. I've got, this is a good thick book, so the holes went through easy peasy. And then of course, now you can wrap some washi tape around the end of your thing to make it look like a shoelace. It makes it a little easier, but you thread one side in, like from both holes from the inside. Just pull that through. And then this guy, same thing. Again, this is pretty thick ribbon. I would use something else, but I just wanted to demonstrate for you. Okay, so I'm just pulling these through those 2 holes. Now you can use this as a belly band, like if you wanted to put something, do I have something skinny like that? Like say you had a tag or something, or a bookmark, you could use that because it's going to be pretty tight. That could be a spot for a bookmark. That's what, look at that. That's the chunk that came out. And then you can just bring this around. Oops, throwing things around to tie your journal. Right. Yeah, this is really thick ribbon. I would definitely not use this. Well, I might, just not for this. How do we get backwards there? I need to take a lesson in bow tying. But anyways, you can do it like that, or you can pull it so that your ribbon comes over here to the side. That's pretty simple. That's just a matter of one of your ends is going to be shorter than the other. So this one would be shorter. So let me pull this back. And the one that has to wrap around further would be the longer one. It's not that much, just a little bit. And then if you wanted to bring it right over to the side. And of course you can, I didn't do that equally, but you get the idea. And then your ribbon can be on like the side of your journal. Okay, so lesson learned to my Willy Nillys. I think I probably will do a mixture from now on of Willy Nilly and orderly decorating. But before any of that, I'm going to try to make a smaller base. So depending on the width of the journal, I just, you know, Kathy needs to use a little restraint and quit putting so many original base papers in my signatures. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. So I just wanted to share that with you, that's what I found. And yeah, happy decorating. Happy journal decorating. It's the holidays. Hope everybody's got a little extra time off to spend some time in your craft room. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.